This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Cats and Pudding. And today I have a great guest. We have younggoldie today.
GameGod-Goldie.
Game-God-Goldie today, and he is a very interesting chap. He is a life coach. He is. He has been. You've been on. You've done fashion, right?
Yeah.
And you are very into, let's say, uplifting young men, and we like that.
Bringing the value back to the man.
We like that. How do you feel about that? What's going on these days? That you feel that all the beat down for men?
Man, I feel like this. I feel like men aren't being raised by men. At least in my community, they're not being raised by men. So their example of a man is what they're getting from their mother. Right. So how can you be something that you've never seen in your household? So that's why I'm doing God's work out here. I'm trying to give the men that manhood back, because I feel like the problems they have with women is this. When a man is in his rightful position, a woman will be in her rightful position. And these men, they're out of position, and that's why the woman is out of position. So we got to start with the man.
Absolutely. So do you believe in the family? Do you believe in bringing like the family back together and having a mom and a dad in the house and traditional family values?
Definitely, because like I was just saying, you can't model something you haven't seen. So you got to have the man in the household. You got to have the woman. You got to have that balance. You got to have that structure from the man. You got to have the nurturing side from the woman. But anything that's out of balance is going to be out of balance.
Absolutely. Now, you're going to get probably assaulted on social media for saying something like this.
Oh, they do that all the time.
And I'm going to probably be assaulted too, because I am not a new feminist. I'm a powerful woman, but I am not like these new feminists. I still want my door open for me. I want to be put on a pedestal as a woman. I feel like we should be, and I want a strong man. And you're absolutely right. I have 3 daughters, and thank God 2 out of the 3 got very, very good men and strong men. But you need a strong man, because how are you going to, like you said, how are you going to have that balance?
Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because you say you want a man to put you on a pedestal. Everything that I preach is about a man taking women off the pedestal, right? And this is what I think about it, right? These men put a woman on a pedestal, and when you put a woman on a pedestal, what are you doing? You looking up at her, and what does that mean? She's looking down at you, right? So I feel like a woman shouldn't be put on a pedestal, nor should she be put beneath you, but I feel like it should be an equal respect at eye level, because when you put a woman above you, you treat her in a certain way, and if you treat her like a superstar, she's going to treat you like a fan.
Well, when I mean pedestal, I don't mean it in the respect that I want somebody to bow down to me. Yeah. I want somebody to, how about this, respect me and still treat me like a lady, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean that I don't want to go Dutch. I know we talked about this, about the 50-50, and I don't know if that probably wasn't even my day. It was probably way before. I used to call it going Dutch when you both pay. That I'm not doing going Dutch. And like I told you, I feel that men should still treat women like ladies, and that's where the problem is. I feel that the new feminists don't want that. They want to be equals, and we're not equals. We're not. We both have our own place in society.
Right. I agree.
Right? Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. But I see it differently, because on one hand, a woman wants to say, okay, I want to be equal. And then on that same hand, a woman says, well, I need him to pay for this. I want him to pay for everything. So you got to pick a side.
I agree with that. Yeah. That I truly believe. And we also spoke about, about paying, like if somebody wants to take me out to dinner, I feel like, yes, they should take me to dinner. But if I'll cook them dinner if they want to come over to me. I don't know about paying for men to go to dinner.
Yeah, this is what I say. Whoever asks should pay for it.
You think so?
That's how I feel.
I would agree with that.
Because to me, that's just good manners. If I'm asking you to go somewhere, then I should pay. How could I ask you? But I feel like even if a woman asks me to go to dinner, I feel like she should at least offer to pay. Of course, I'm probably going to pay. But at least if you wanted to go, you asked me. You get what I'm saying?
That I do agree with that. I mean, like I said, I'm old school. I probably would never ask a guy to go to dinner, but I would ask them to come to my house, and I would cook them dinner. I mean, so that's kind of the same thing.
So I got a question for you. Who do you feel like, I already know your answer, who do you feel like should chase in a relationship? You think the man should always chase the woman?
Do I feel like the man should always chase the woman? No, I think it should be mutual.
Okay.
I think that both people should have a mutual attraction.
Okay.
If I was gonna say what I do believe in a relationship, I think that the other person you should respect each other. But yeah, men are harder to do the chasing than women. I think women are crazy, and most women are the ones who are chasing.
Yeah,
that's what I believe. I mean, do you think that?
You know what I think is like this, right? If I'm chasing a woman, how you start is how you finish. And most of the time I see when you chase a woman, you have to maintain that same type of energy once you get her. So if I got to start to chase you the whole relationship, she's going to make you maintain that. And how as a man, if I'm supposed to be a leader, but I started chasing, and once I get you, then I turn around and say, oh, now it's time for you to follow me. I feel like it got to start where she's pursuing in some way. You know, it doesn't have to be like courting as hard as a man does, but I feel like the woman should show the most interest. Then I also say this, and tell me if you agree. I feel like whoever's most valuable should be the one that gets chased, whether it's the man or the woman. Whoever's more valuable should be the one that's pursued.
Okay, but then you're talking about 50-50 too. You said that then that's kind of skewing it 50-50. Everybody should be of value in the relationship.
Okay. So
right?
Let's say somebody's famous. Let's just take Chris Brown, right?
Okay.
And then we'll take just a regular girl from a small city. Do you feel like he should chase her, or you feel like because he's more valuable, she should pursue him?
I think that, well, of course she's going to probably chase him because he's Chris Brown. I would say, of course, that's going to happen. Yeah. Logistically, that's what's going to happen. Right. But I don't think anybody should really have to be, let's say, chased. I mean, how is somebody showing interest is different than being chased. When I think about being chased, is you're like obsessed with the person, like you're like showing up to their job and in like dressed in your underwear, like with flowers or something like that. To me, that's when I think about chasing. Yeah. But pursuing and showing interest, I think are two different things. But I think that both people should equally show an interest of wanting to be together. Because that's what's going to make a balance in a relationship.
No, that's for sure.
Right? And women do like to feel that they're not pursued. What's the word I should say? Valued and appreciated. That's what I look at it this way. Like, if you're with somebody for a while, what happens? You're sitting, they're sitting on the couch, they're watching TV. Yeah. They're not going to say, oh, come on, babe, let's go out to dinner. Yeah. Because if you don't keep some sort of that spark in a relationship, what's going to happen? Then things are going to become complacent and everybody's going to settle down and now everybody's burping, scratching their ass, in front of the TV, right? That's what happens to everybody. So it should be valued and appreciated.
No, I say, man, don't set a pace you can't keep up with.
Exactly.
You do all this, opening the doors, doing all this for the woman, and when you get her, you stop, and you wonder why the relationship fall apart. I feel like once you get the woman, that's when the work really starts.
Yes, that's true. And do you feel that women would you open doors for your lady? Do you help her out of a car?
If that's what she wanted, I would do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't just up and do it. But if she said, I value that, I'm going to do what my woman values because I expect her to do what I value. Okay. Would you open a door for a man if he said, I like for my woman to open my door? Well,
if I see him carrying 15 packages, I would open the door for him. Yeah. Would I automatically say, here, let me open the door for you? Most men probably wouldn't want a woman to open the door for them. Because I would know that I'm saying if somebody sees me being courteous as a gentleman, okay, I'll let you walk through first. Or I see you getting out of a car and there's a step. Let me help you out of the car. Not like I need to be carried out of a car, you know what I mean? But I'm saying it's just like I think it's like a respect thing. That's all it is as a lady. I'm talking about as a lady. I'm not saying that you have to do that. Oh my God, like I have to be carried around, but as a respect thing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Because if I walk down the stairs in heels, usually my boyfriend, my fiance, he'll help me down the stairs because he doesn't want me to fall and kill myself most of the time because I wind up tripping. But, I mean, things like that. I think that's more just valued and appreciation.
No, I agree.
And you're okay. Did you ever go 50-50 with your girlfriend with going out to dinner?
Oh, it depends. Different women, different situations. Sometimes they'll pay, sometimes I'll pay. We've never had a situation where it was like, oh, I'm doing everything. So, because I like to be chased, so I only deal with women who chase me and pursue me. So they like me so much, they want to take me out to dinner.
And you're in a relationship now?
Yeah.
And how is that dynamics of that relationship?
It's like I said, I only deal with women who like me a lot. So, she chased me to get me. And even in my relationship right now, she goes above and beyond for me in everything that we do.
And you guys are living together, or?
Yeah, we living together.
Okay, so that's nice. And do you feel that, are you reciprocating to what she does to you now?
Oh, yeah, of course. In the beginning I didn't, but, it's really just a test for me. Let me see how much she really likes me. If I don't do anything for her, because, I'm big on, a lot of women, they try to get with me because they want my money and things like that. So I make it a point not to do anything for a woman for a period of time. Mm-hmm. And if she sticks around and still is producing and doing things for me, then I'll start to reciprocate, because I got to make sure that she's here for me and not just for the money.
Got you. Now, I find that these days that's a big deal. Like,
what?
I think that we always, I'm like I said, I'm old school. When we went out, the guys always paid.
Yeah.
I'm Italian. That's just the way it was. The guys, we went out, they paid. I feel that with social media now, because there's so many options out there, like there's not. I find there's a lot of like what you're saying with the discourse with women. You don't know if they're going to be, or men too. They're predators too. They look at you and see if you have money. They're just as bad, if not worse. But I feel that they're looking to get their phone bills paid and this paid and that paid, and looking for the next best thing. And that I do agree with that. You're not always getting that substantial girl or woman that's gonna do it because they like you or whatever it is.
Yeah,
so I do see that.
And that's why I say all the time, some people
But that's social media's fault, I think.
Yeah, some people don't like it, but I say like this, right? If a woman isn't willing to pay half for the dinner, then she don't like me enough, right? Mm-hmm. If she's interested and really feels like this might be something and I want to pursue and see where this might go, she wouldn't have a problem paying half. So if that's going to stop her from going on a date, we probably shouldn't go on a date, because she doesn't like me enough anyway. That's, to me, it shows it's not about the money. It shows her seriousness in the situation. It's easy for a woman to be with a man and leave a man because she has nothing invested. So to me, it's just like, this is just an investment to show me you're serious. If you're not willing to invest, then to me, you're not serious about this relationship.
Well, how about if a girl says to you, well, they don't ask, because like I said, I'm old school. I probably wouldn't ask a guy out to dinner and take him out. I just wouldn't. That's just the way I was brought up. But
even if it was a man that you like, I really like this man. I like a lot of, still not going to do it.
No, because I wouldn't ask him out. I just wouldn't ask anybody.
So you just wait until he asks you?
If he asked me, I would hope that eventually they would ask me, because that's just the way that's just how I grew up. But like I told you, I would invite them over for dinner. Maybe not take them out per se, but would I say, come over, I'll cook you a beautiful dinner?
No, I like that.
Would that suffice for you if you did that?
That's investment. You pursue it, and that's investment, because you had to get the food, you had to make the food, so you're investing time and energy into the situation.
And that's actually better. It's more investment, because that's really from the heart.
That's some game right there. If a woman did that to me, she'll catch me doing that.
So then I'm on a good road to catching a good one.
yeah, for sure.
But because I think also through a man's heart is through his stomach. If you're a good cook, right?
That's a lost art these days too. These women don't know how to cook.
What is going on with these girls?
I have no idea. So
if you had a woman, or let me ask you a question: would you rather somebody who would be home, let's say cooking, keeping a home for you, or somebody who's successful? What would you rather have?
I'd rather have a woman that's more successful.
Really?
Right? We could pay for a chef or meal preps. We could pay for a cleaner, So I like a woman. The way to my heart and how I fall in love with a woman is us grinding together, us doing things together, us working together. She's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing, we doing things together. That's what I like in my relationship, yeah.
So you want a real partner.
Yeah.
You want a partner in life, and you want a partner that you can pursue, have a business, or they're gonna assimilate what you want. Like
I love a woman to grind with me. That's the way to my heart.
Okay. Yeah. So you want a successful woman in the sense.
Yeah, I like boss chicks.
Well, you know what? It is somebody who's successful and powerful is sexy. Let's think about it.
Yeah,
either
for sure.
ends, men are for women.
And it's hard when you are a successful man to have a woman who doesn't really understand the grind. So you get these successful dudes have women that are at the house. They don't really understand everything that goes into it. But when you have a woman on the same path, she understands. You could talk on a different level. So that's why I like that.
See, most men don't like successful. Is it okay if the woman's more successful than you?
I'd love for her to be more successful than me. Put me on, take me into the rooms and network, help me out.
Okay, that's good. That's not many men can handle that. Not a lot of men can.
That's an ego thing. I still feel like I'm secure as a man, even having less than her, regardless,
But that's a good thing, because if you can let that go as a man, because there are a lot of successful women out there that can't find good men because some men can't handle it. I know men in my generation.
Yeah,
it's a lot different. How old are you?
33.
Yeah, you're a baby. I mean, my daughter is. I have shoes older than you, honestly. My oldest daughter is your age. She has a really great boyfriend. He's also old school Italian, thinks that has those principles, has those thought processes. So she got herself a good guy. But I see the younger generation. Well, my generation cannot handle women who are a lot of them can't handle women who are more successful than them.
Why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is? I think it's an ego thing.
Yeah.
I think it's an ego thing. It's definitely an ego thing. I mean, listen, women are more competitive against each other. Women are more jealous. If they see you jealous, they're jealous of you because you're more successful.
Yeah, I see that too.
They don't care how you got there. It doesn't matter how you got there. You could work day and night, kill yourself, go to school for 20 years, degrees up the ass, sacrifice. They don't care. They just see what you have, and they don't care what you did to get there.
Yeah, like I said, to me, a successful woman, that's sexy to me, because you understand the character of a woman who had to become successful, all the things she had to do, the discipline, the structure, and a lot of women don't have that. So when I find a woman with that, to me, man, I love it.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good quality to have in men. But I think that men in your generation are lazy. I'm going to be honest with you. They're lazy.
That's for sure.
They're very lazy. They don't want to work.
Yeah.
They are. I think it's just generational now. Like, I was out of the house at 18 years old. I don't know anybody who's out of the house now. I know that people are still living home at certain ages.
Yeah. This generation is lazy. It's terrible. It's terrible service everywhere that I go. No customer service. They feel like they're doing you a favor working there.
Like, really? Like, dude, to have a little pride in what you're doing. Like, this is your job, regardless of what you're doing. Yeah. They're on their phone. They're not even looking at you. They're not acknowledging you.
They act like it's a problem. You asking them a question, man. You're at work,
right? It's entitlement.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I think that people, it's got to change, because eventually this system is gonna.
Well, what's gonna happen is AI is just gonna take over, because y'all not even giving me the customer service of a human being. The only thing that's making you valuable is that human interaction of having good customer service. If you don't have that, then AI could just do everything for me.
Exactly. But do we really want that to happen?
Right.
Now? That's a little, we have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And listen, even Elon Musk said he's worried about it, and he's a tech guy.
Yeah.
And he said it's not something that is going to be that we shouldn't, it could be a problem. Yeah. So you're right. And I think that, I think the next generation, or, you got to keep out there talking the way you're doing about it, because they have to understand, we have to get ourselves together.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's for sure.
We got to get ourselves together. Well, you sound like an old soul. That's the way you do.
I get that. I get that.
You sound like an old soul. I don't perceive you as 30. I mean, you look young. You don't look like you're old, but I'm saying you have, the way you speak, it's more mature.
Oh, yeah.
Like an older soul.
Yeah, I hear that. I came up around older uncles and things like that, so I just soaked up a lot of information.
That's good. But that's who were you raised with a mom and a dad in your household, or were you raised by your mom?
Raised by my mom, but really raised by my uncles that lived in the neighborhood. So that's really a group of men really just molded me. And I feel like that's what more dudes need. They need more men around them. It takes a village. They say, in wise counsel, there is safety. So, I always had a lot of men around me I could go to for different things to critique me and help me out.
It's very important.
They're very important.
So I guess let's ask you a little controversial question. How do you feel about, like you said, your values are more family oriented? Would you say you were more Catholic or Christian values that you believe?
More Christian
values, and that's not very popular these days. You know, when you talk about this, do you feel that we need to get back to the family?
I mean, oh yeah, definitely. You got to get back to the family, because where the family is, that's where the principles come from. You know, when you have a family, it makes it easier for you to be who you're supposed to be, because you have a group of individuals that you value their opinion and things like that. When you don't have a family, you end up becoming like everybody outside of your house. So when you have a strong family unit, you see people who have a strong family unit with better morals and values and principles.
And you know what's so funny? You say that you don't really talk about government or politics.
Yeah.
That was a very, very intuitive thing you just said, and that is a big deal about what's going on these days in the world.
Yeah,
because they want to break up the family.
Oh, that's for sure.
They don't want people in control. That's what they did years ago.
100%.
That's what they've done for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years. They did it for in Europe, in Asia, here. They break up the family. It's Hitler did it. You break up the families. Yeah. You could keep people more in line.
100%.
That's what happens. If you don't have that initial unit, then you can never, and that's socialism, and that's bad.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So, I understand when the younger kids thinking, oh, but this is great, and it's for everything is good for everybody. No, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way.
That's for sure.
You know, it doesn't, because you can have the best person in charge right now, but the guy behind them you got to worry about, who's going to knock him off, who's got the bad intentions, and it causes problems.
Yeah,
so,
no, that's for sure.
So I think that was a very good thing that you said.
Should be a politician.
You make a lot of sense. That was just how you looked at that. So that's. That's very what's the word I'm looking for? That's you're beyond your years by saying that. Yeah. So very good, very very impressed, very impressed by you. I like it. And so, are you planning on marrying your girlfriend now, or are you gonna plan on having a family?
I feel like marriage is a bad contract. So I mean, as far as me being with her and being committed to her, I could do that. But as far as actually getting on paper to the government, I don't see any benefit to that for me. I mean, unless she ends up making it big, which she probably will, and she's a multi-millionaire, then maybe it's a benefit. But as of right now, yeah, that's a bad contract.
So you're not ready for that yet?
No, not ready for that.
But don't you want to have kids?
Yeah, I mean, I have a son right now.
Oh, how old?
12.
Aww.
Yeah.
So you started young?
Yeah, I started too young.
Well, that was young to you guys. We started very young at that age. Yeah, I started when I was 20. So
Okay, you think that's too young?
No, now it is. Yeah. Not now it is, because the 20-year-olds have the people of 30 have the minds of 20-year-olds. That's my age.
100%.
Because they're I think that people are too pampered, very wimpy.
For sure.
What about the guys these days? Your generation of men, like you're very
it's
strong.
It's terrible. And I see, because I coach a lot of guys, and they have all these problems, and they don't understand that they're the problem. Like, I don't even see how these women deal with some of these guys. I say, you're the problem. You're looking for something in the woman that the woman should be looking for in you. These dudes, they're looking like for emotional support from the woman. And I'm like, man, the woman needs that from you. She needs to rely on that strength in you. If she can't see that strength in you, then it's hard for her to respect you. These dudes have like the same tendencies as women these days. So it's like these men are emotionally depleted. So they get into a relationship with a woman looking for something for her to feel in him when he should be feeling that for her. So it's hard for the respect level to be there.
Absolutely. I agree with that totally. And that's what was pushed onto these last two generations. We have to be more, for feelings, for men, and women have to become men. And you know what? I do not want to do what a man does. I don't have to do every job a man does. Yeah. I don't want to be a bricklayer. And, there are some jobs that men do better than women. I'm sorry, but they do, and vice versa. There's both in both ends. There's both. Women dominate the medical field. They dominate it. They just do. But women don't have to all be tech, giants and all this stuff. It's just certain things are. It's known. It's been proven that there are certain things that men do better and women do better. You know what I mean? And it's not about education. It's not about intelligence. It's just about, women are nurturers.
Yeah.
It's just different. And that's it. And you can't change the course of being natural. This is just a natural thing.
But I don't know. These days, that nurturing motherly spirit, a lot of these women don't have it like my mom had,
Yeah.
So I see a lot of these women, it's like, what makes a woman valuable to me is that nurturing spirit, that softness. And I meet a lot of women who don't even have that.
Why do you think that is? You think that they're just trying to change the roles?
I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe the music, maybe the times, maybe, different generation and the women before them, they didn't see that or get that. I'm not sure. But it's making it hard for a woman to be valuable to me if the most valuable thing about you don't have.
I agree with you, and like I think it has to do with the new feminist. I think that what they've been pounding down girls' throats for the last 25, 30 years, again wanting to be men. We're not men. Right. No, stop it. Stop being, and that's why women are unhappy. That's why they're unhappy.
No, that's for sure.
That is why. And like you said it, they're finding men who are not strong enough and they're not happy. Yep. And that's why the relationships are failing. Yeah. Because they're not getting the men who are strong. Because we need a strong man. Even if we're successful in with them, we need a strong man behind us.
I say it all the time. Women do themselves a disservice getting a pushover. They think, okay, I'm going to get this easy guy that I can take advantage of, not understanding what you're doing to yourself. You become who you're around. What do they say? You're the average sum of the 5 people you hang around most. People forget that when they talk about their spouse. You're going to become that person. So if you got a pushover, what does that make you? If you don't have a strong man who's going to put you in your place sometime, who's going to critique you, who's going to give you that constructive criticism, you're not going to grow. So a woman is doing herself a disservice by getting a pushover man.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with you. You have really, really great you have really great insight on all this. I love this. You got to keep going out there and talking to these young men.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it.
We got to get you out there.
To save a generation.
We need to get stadiums for you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
We need to. This is great. I will help you. I'll be your advocate. I will stand behind you to help you.
I appreciate it.
Because you need these men need you. They do.
They do. They
100% need you. And I'm talking about gay, straight, every man of every.
Yeah, man. A man is a man.
A man is a man. We need strong men, and that's the truth. And I totally agree with you.
You need to get out there
and talk to stadiums.
Yeah, listen, that's up next. That's up next.
I love it. I can't wait. I will be there. I will totally. I'm total supporter. I love you. I like the way you think. And you know what? Maybe you'll help the next generation.
Listen, I'm trying to do it. That's my mission.
Or try to save this one. Yeah, try to help the next one and save this one.
That's my mission.
There you go. I love it. So tell everybody where they can find you and where they could follow you.
Find me on Instagram, younggoldie_, YouTube, GameGodGoldie, and GoldieRatio.com. I got coaching. I got everything on there. Books, courses, everything.
I love it. Well, I'm so glad you came in. I'd love to have you come back again.
I'll definitely come back.
It was great. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're very interesting, and like I said, I support you. I think you're doing what you're doing is great.
Thank you. Excellent. I appreciate you lending your platform for me to speak.
My pleasure, and it was a pleasure to have you. Such a pleasure. So everybody, thank you for coming and watching my show, Cats and Pudding. So I'm going to thank my sponsor, Dolce Bean Cafe, for old school Italian coffee. And right in the heart of Ridgewood, Queens, you have to try my favorite place, Dolce Bean Cafe. They serve the best espresso, coffee, cappuccino, lattes, and all imported direct from Italy. Their paninis and their pastries are the best. And also their gelato, Dolce Bean Cafe. Thank you. Everyone have a great day.